All right, Shalom. I want to begin by giving all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honor to our beloved elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. It's your brother Atazawan from the GMS Columbus, Ohio branch. Coming back again with another video through the Spirit. Lord willing, it is edifying. And just going to be a brief video through the Spirit, continuing on certain points, all right, regarding the heathen, all right, their status, and, just tapping into, the new doctrine being pushed by the Genesis Israelites, spearheaded with Deacon or the priest Hakah and his two, I believe, Hassad, all right, and, we had some things come up, them pushing salvation for the other nations, etc. All right, and we tapped into it, in some videos prior to this one. But I was just doing some reading through the Spirit, and pretty much rereading, First Esdras, and was just going through the 5th chapter, and how pretty much at this point, all right, under the hands of Darius, the continuation of the temple being built had been prescribed, all right, and just went through the lineage, or the families that had got sent back, from the captivity of Babylon, under the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, to perform this feat, to perform the rebuilding of the temple, etc. And you can read some of this as well. And I believe, is it Ezra, the 4th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. All right. See, just a lot of history, all right, concerning the rebuilding of the temple, etc. But ultimately, like I said, I was just rereading First Esdras, the 5th chapter. All right. And pretty much that came, or I'm at the point where, or I'm harping on the point where the temple had got finished. All right. Or, was at the final stages, etc. And the heathen wanted to build with us. All right. And Zerubabbel, all right, one of the chief men at this time, spoke something to them that still holds weight to this day. Okay. So let's go up a little bit. Let's start at First Esdras 5. And let's go to verses 62. It says, "And all the people sounded trumpets and shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving unto Yahweh for the rearing up of the house of Yahweh. Also the priests and the Levites and the chief of their families and the ancients who had seen the former house came to the building of this with weeping and great crying." Right, so those who witnessed the temple before it was destroyed, all right, got to see it rebuilt, okay, and was weeping for joy ultimately, okay. But many with trumpets and joy shouted with loud voice, insomuch that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people, yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off. Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what the noise of trumpets what the noise of trumpets should mean. And they perceived that they that were of the captivity did build the temple unto Yahweh God of Israel. So they went to Zerubabbel, and this is the point, in Yahweh Shai, and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, "We will build together with you," right? All right, and it's going to give you some details. You see? But we know that ultimately these men or these enemies that are written in this chapter via the context are heathen. Okay? It says, so they went to Zerubabbel and Yahushai and to the chief of the families and said unto them, we will build together with you, for we likewise, as ye do, obey your God or your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Bazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us hither. Right, and just, footnote at this point, a lot of these things are translated into Greek. You see? So, some name misplacement or, spelling will occur. But like I said, ultimately, you can read some of this history as well in Ezra, in the book of Ezra. All right. Well, this is pretty much a continuation of that. But, you can go to the Old Testament and read some of it. It says, one more time, for we likewise, as ye do, obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Bazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us hither, right? Because at that time, you had the northern tribes, all right, who were in the lands of, Samaria, so on and so forth, who had got captured, by the Assyrian king at that time. And pretty much, he exiled them out of their land and put heathen into the lands of the northern tribes. You see, and in that, you had those heathen who began to practice the ways of the Jews, all right, or the ways of the Israelites, sacrificing unto our God, all right, calling upon his name, etc. You see, but here's Zerubbabel's response to this, all right, because ultimately, when you look at it, dealing with, priest Hakah and Hassad, they're ultimately pretty much saying in a nutshell that the heathen can build with us, and ultimately when you look at it through the spirit, we are building that spiritual temple, once more, you see, but, not with brick and mortar, but through the spirit. All right. You see, if you can catch my drift, you see, and now just like then, the heathen wanted to build with the nation of Israel. And now in this modern day, they're trying to build with the nation of Israel once more, but, ultimately in the spirit, because we don't have no physical temple anymore. But this is Zerubbabel's response. Then Zerubbabel and Yahushai, the chief of the families of Israel, said unto them, it is not for us and you to build together an house unto Yahweh our God. We ourselves alone will build unto Yahweh our God. Or Shalakia, we ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel, or the God of Israel, according as Cyrus, the king of the Persians, have commanded us. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea and holding them straight, hindered their building. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building from the space of 2 years into the reign of Darius, right? You see? So, again, dealing with it in the spirit now. All right, we're not commissioned to build with these heathen, man. Like you said, we ourselves alone will build unto the Lord, or Yahweh, God of Israel. See? Plain. These heathens don't have no inheritance concerning us, no promises, etc., man. Just get a classic. And like I said, I'm going to make this real brief. But I just want to bring that out real quick. Romans 9. Might as well start at the top. It says, I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have a great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, in the service of the Most High, and the promises, whose are the fathers, in whom as concerning the flesh of Mashiach came, who was over all, Salaki, who was over all, Yahweh will bless forever. Amen. See? Plain. All right? Straight to the point. You know, it is not meant for these heathen to build with us. All right? Plain and simple. This is going to be the heathen's lot. Let's get it says Revelation it's 19 or is it 20? Maybe 21.